speaker who is from the army. Did he join the army? No. He is a fantastic guy. He's done his engineering. And after engineering, he went ahead to serve the country. Such a noble thing to do. While he entered the army recognized his technical talent and selected him for a prestigious master's program, MTech program, in IIT Kanpur. So, from IIT Kanpur, he did his master's and then served the Indian Army for more than 2 decades. Today, he is working for a prestigious company called BG Shirke, and he has come here to talk to you about his special subject, which is very close to his heart. Colonel Adsar, we welcome you.
Talk. Thank you so much, Mr. Manda, once again, and thank you all for joining this particular session on maximizing the housing demand, or maximizing or mitigating the housing demand, to be precise, through precast or prefab housing. As you say, precast and prefab are the 2 words which are interchangingly used many times. But prefab and precast are not same as they appear. What do we mean by prefab? Is something which is fabricated off-site and then assembled. Whereas in precast scenario, we have something which is casted in molds and then taken to site. So used from waste product. But we need to industrialize the housing sector when it comes to building construction. Mass housing is one such solution which will mitigate this particular shortage, and for that we need to do the capacity building for our constructors and builders, so that we will be able to build maximum houses in this particular category in times to come. House, as you know, is a permanent asset, and shortage lies predominantly in the EWC and LIG segments based precast manufacturing plants, or for that matter objective quality controls in its construction as well as precasting, and of course the timely deliverance. That brings me to the main question as to why precast, why not conventional construction? Yes, conventional construction does have its own importance, but when it comes to mitigating the shortage to this extent, 19 million houses to be done in shortest period of time, this particular conventional construction won't help. We need to have some alternate technology. What is the alternate technology which is sustainable or which has been tried, tested and proven in our context? Is the prefab construction, wherein factory-based construction eliminates the dependence on human skills. Shuttering and formwork is entirely eliminated. Sequential activity as seen in the conventional construction is eliminated. We can have the foundation started, and at the same time the casting of superstructure can take place in the factories. So these are some of the advantages that reduces the entire structural load, makes the structure flexible, and that behaves perfectly well in case of earthquake scenario. Mechanized and standardized quality molds bring in objective quality controls. What is more of importance is the last paragraph, if you see, is uniformity in cover, spacing of reinforcement, consistent quality, dimensional accuracy. These are some of the things which are very, very important when it comes to structural members and execution of structural members, early maturity, high strength, controlled curing conditions. These are some of the things which can be possible utilizing precast construction or prefab construction, to be precise. You can see on the photograph here, any and every component which is utilized in housing construction can be precasted in the today's scenario. May it be foundation, retaining walls, columns, stem columns, plinth beams, floor beams, lift shafts, or slabs, columns, beams, or for that matter even the elevated tanks. All these things can be precasted and utilized. Typically there are 2 types of precast systems that are prevalent. First is precast column, beams, slabs and walls, and second is precast large panels with precast slabs. Means large panel walls and slabs are put just on top of it. And second is 2D, that is column, beams, slabs and walls along with the jointing which is done monolithically. Third is of course the steel structures, PEB structures, what we call as. They are generally used for the industrial purposes. First photograph on the left is column, beam, slab and walls, and second is of course wall and slabs. What am I going to deliberate more today in this context is the first, that is columns, beams, slabs and walls, which is popularly called in our context as 3S precast technology or 3S prefab technology. It was coined by our founder chairman Padma Shri B.G. Shirke way back in 1970, and then thereafter we started executing the projects utilizing this particular technology. 3S stands for nothing but strength, speed and safety, along with comes the sustainability part of it. And ever since 1972, for the last 50 years plus, we have been executing these projects utilizing this technology, and believe me, there have been not a single incidence of structural distress ever since then.
I request Deshmukh sir to felicitate him.